So the Spirits get it back, up by 15, 100-85 on the front court. Marvin, 18-foot jumper, bang!
How did Marvin Barnes plummet from surefire Hall of Famer to the springboard of a life on the streets and behind bars in a matter of 5 years? He wasn't called Bad News Barnes for nothing. Give me a one-sentence capsulization of the Marvin Barnes that you remember.
Fascinating.
Talk about irresponsible. He was self-destructively irresponsible.
You didn't know what he was going to do next. You didn't know what he was going to say next. And he had raw talent unlike anything we've ever seen.
The story begins with a name. The ABA's Carolina Cougars were looking for a new home and chose St. Louis, 6 years after the NBA Hawks left for Atlanta. The new team got backing from Blues owner Sid Solomon, along with a name, the Spirits of St. Louis.
We think here in St. Louis, Marvin Barnes will be one of the coming superstars of the game.
The Friars had their own stellar big man in 6'8" center Marvin Barnes.
Barnes played his college ball at Providence and played in the 1973 Final Four here at the arena. The 6'9" forward was so highly thought of, he was the number 2 pick in the NBA draft behind Bill Walton. He signed a long-term deal with the Spirits for a reported $2 million.
Just by the reception I got today at the press conference, I'm really pleased I made the choice I made.
How does Marvin look to you?
Marvin looked terrific. I wish we had more of him.
Be careful what you wish for, Bob. The team also signed fellow rookies Maurice Lucas and Gus Gerard, combining with Marvin for an all-rookie front line. Another rookie on the team was college scoring whiz Fly Williams. And let's not forget the team's rookie announcer, a guy named Bob Costas. But little did anyone know how the new team's name would also perfectly describe their franchise player.
If he was in society today, he would have so many clicks. He would be ultimate clickbait.
A month into the season, Marvin was demonstrating his abilities on the court, but then demonstrated why he was the self-proclaimed spirit of the Spirits. He disappeared for several days, returning after being found in a Dayton, Ohio pool hall.
I want to play, but I can't play unless I'm insured and unless I have a lot of other things in my contract that are missing right now.
He would get a revised deal and then go on to be named ABA Rookie of the Year. But he lived fast and he lived expensively, like chartering his own plane to get to a road game.
And the pilot didn't trust Marvin, so he accompanied Marvin to the game. And during the timeout, Marvin had the ball boy go in the locker room and get a check.
Then there's the legendary quip he made to Costas when a flight would get the team home from Louisville minutes earlier on the clock than when they left. I ain't getting on no time machine, man.
If you were there and you told somebody this actually happened, they would wonder, should you be drug tested? Because you couldn't believe some of the stuff that was going on.
I tell them in a way that they understand me and then they want to do the job.
30-year-old guard Freddie Lewis was a sea of calm amid his wilder teammates. Broadcaster Mike Claiborne got an up-close look at the team.
I had a friend of mine who I grew up with, his sister, who was older than us, dated one of the players. So we always had even better seats.
That included a ball night promotion that went haywire, the team handing out the free basketballs before the game.
I mean, it was a very innovative idea, but the 6,000, 7,000 fans that they had, I mean, they would just litter the floor. It was a circus. Marvin Barnes showed me what the inside of a Rolls Royce looked like. They came to our school for practice, and he pulled up in this nice silver Rolls Royce. And I was looking at this car. He said, "You ever seen one of these before?" I said, "Only in pictures." He takes me around the block, and it was one of those situations where you wanted to lower the windows to make sure your friends saw you, but they were all in school.
16 seconds to play in the game.
Somehow the below 500 Spirits snuck into the playoffs. They faced the great Julius Erving and the defending champion New York Nets, a team they hadn't beaten all season.
We're not afraid of them. We don't fear any team we consider the playoffs a brand new season, and we're coming out to play together and to win.
If they felt any fear, it didn't show. They lost the series opener and then won the next 4 games.
With 8, with 7, Freddie on the move with 6, with 5, the jumper. Yes! Yes! He made it! The Spirits win the series! The Spirits win the series!
That was the pinnacle moment for the franchise. Expectations for the next season were high, but the results didn't come close to being reached.
Joe Mulaney says, "I can't believe it."
Marvin was already running with the wrong crowd, but then began a dependence on drugs that would plague him for the rest of his life. The Spirits as a franchise were not invited into the NBA-ABA merger of 1976. Barnes and other Spirits players were welcomed into the league. But Marvin's lifestyle had already caught up to him. He played for 4 teams in 4 years, scoring about half of what he did as a Spirit. As he told ESPN, he had a simple life philosophy.
I always wanted to be a gangster. I was like, I'm gonna die young, I'm gonna die fast, I'm gonna die quick, and I'm gonna have fun, that's it.
Marvin says he hopes his career is going to be good news from now on. Here comes Randy Smith, and can't he go? Down to Marvin Barnes, who gets all of it on the way down in Buffalo.
Movin' Marvin did have one last hurrah, amazingly, in St. Louis. Playing for the Boston Celtics against a good Kansas City Kings team at the arena, Barnes scored 29 points, and over 14,000 were there to see it. He wouldn't score that many points in a game again. Barnes was on Earth for another 35 years, sometimes homeless and locked up in 4 different prison terms. He began a foundation where he would speak about the evils of drugs, but he couldn't practice what he preached. 19 trips to rehab weren't enough, and he died in 2014.
I was disappointed because this guy has as much talent as anybody you'd ever see.
I'd have been a whole lot of things if drugs and alcohol didn't change my path in life.